Tom asks, our Commbank account has a home hub that shows estimated house value with a low, medium and high range.
Yes.
This is followed by an estimated total equity. Is this any different to what a CoreLogic valuation would provide, and how accurate do you think it would be?
Tom, I've got the same feature. Yeah. Now, I've often checked this against my RP data and seeing, and sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not, right? And we spoke about valuations before. It's basically desktop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Comparing it against something else in the street that's same bedrooms, same size land, whatever. So it's a starting point, but I think it's a grain of salt. It's looking at it and say, okay, that's a starting point, but now let's dig into the weeds and get ourselves a valuation, a proper valuation.
A proper valuation.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find this hub that he's referring to, but mine obviously not coming up. But in any case, that's that would be my thoughts. What about you?
Yeah. Look, I think the Commbank one's pretty good.
Yeah.
They are pretty
As in accurate?
Accurate, but it can also be sometimes a little higher than the others too, which sometimes we like to use because a lot of the time the bank will accept that valuation too. So sometimes there's a full valuation done and that particular feature comes in a little bit higher, and we use that to fund investment properties. But you just can't say, would my house sell for that?
No.
It's not you wouldn't, if you're using it for a valuation for what your strategy is, great, but would you take that as gospel of what your house would sell for if you had to? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they are high.
Yeah, and people can get quite excited by that.
They
it's
can.
Like, oh, wow, I didn't think it was that much. Well, you get a proper valuation, it may not be.
Yeah, so you can and you can go and those CoreLogic valuations are great as well because they show the comparable sales.
Yes.
And you can have a look. You might know better than CoreLogic. When it puts those comparable sales in, you've seen the houses that have sold around your property.
Yeah.
You know if it's inferior or superior to your home generally if you've sort of checked out the market. So I'd have a look on the comparables that they're using. And if the comparable that sold a month ago that's inferior to your house that sold for more, then you probably would get those funds.
Yeah, that's right. And especially if you're in a suburb where there have been very little sales.
Yeah.
And the properties, the photos and everything haven't been updated. Like mine hasn't been updated, for example.
Yeah,
so
okay.
Mine's showing like a 20% increase in the last 5 years, right?
Wow.
Based on the fact that A, no sales, and B, the dwelling is like it was 5 years ago when I bought it. So it's a, as we say, it's desktop, it's online, it's someone sitting in an office in Sydney, Melbourne or Bangkok. It's really getting on the ground and getting someone through it to make sure you maximise that.
Yeah, I actually had a strategy meeting with a podcast listener this week, and they had a property that one had bought themselves and the other had bought the other. So they had a property each when they've come together.
Yeah.
And they were buying a property to live in and they wanted to keep these two as investment.
Yes.
And they had estimated the valuations of the two properties they held. I think one was in Sydney and one was on the Central Coast, and they wanted to buy another. And the estimates they gave me, I thought, oh, that's great, we can probably do it, but we're really tight. The valuations for both of those properties one came in $50,000 more and one came in about $90,000 more. Yeah. So what they could buy was very different when the real valuations actually came back.
Music to your ears, yeah. And probably as a reminder to everyone, if you have got property right now and you are in quite a buoyant market, great time to get a valuation done get some equity out, isn't it?
That's right. And don't just think you know what that property's worth when you're doing those numbers.
Yeah.
Get a valuation done. Your broker will do that for you anytime.
Yeah. Education's power.
Yeah.